I think money needs to go to Americans first before it goes overseas to somewhere else.
It's TNT, baby.
All right, guys, welcome back to another exciting episode of the TNT podcast. I'm your host, T.
I'm Tasha.
And today we're going to be talking about Oliver Anthony.
Well, first of all, it's been a very long time since we did a TNT podcast.
Yes,
so welcome back, guys.
Yeah, welcome back, y'all.
So this
song has brought us back to doing our TNT podcast.
Yes, it has, because there has been so much conversation in the comments of the Oliver Anthony video. We missed a lot of things in the original reaction, because a lot of times when you're first hearing a song, we're going off feelings and emotions. And this song really sparked emotion with us. So we did pull up the lyrics, and we're going to be going over it and having a conversation. So go ahead and buckle in, get something to drink, get some snacks, and let's have a conversation.
Absolutely, because as you said, there were a lot of things that we missed in our first initial listen through, but so many of y'all in the comments have informed us about some of the lyrics and some of the themes that are the overall theme about the song, and so we kind of wanted to discuss that. So let's go ahead and jump into this song and talk about its success and why it's so viral.
I know why it's viral.
Why?
Because he is saying what we've all been feeling.
Right. Okay.
And it's like this feeling that has been bubbling up in Americans. And it's like, what the heck is going on? Like, I've been saying, aliens come get me. Some people are saying, Jesus come now. Everybody. And, you know, we've been talking about this for years. But we just really never went into detail or had a conversation about it, because even in the comment section of Oliver's video that we did, some people disagreed with it. It was like, this is nothing, this is not happening. But some people are living in La La Land, and for me, that's what makes me feel like I'm crazy. But this song made me feel like I wasn't alone.
Yeah, and I think that was the case for a lot of Americans. A lot of Americans were relating to the song on a higher level. And it is interesting how you had made the comment that stuff like this has been going on for a while, and there was people that were debating.
No, it had.
No, it hasn't. And it's like, oh, what? You're just now waking up to this shit? So aside from his success and the song, they said that he was offered an $8 million record deal, and he turned it down. So really quick, I want to discuss why he may have turned that down.
Well, first of all, the name of the song is called Richmond, North of Richmond, and he's talking about the people in D.C. But for me, because that's what a lot of people were saying, he's talking about the people in D.C., but for me, it wasn't just the people in D.C. For me, it's all these money-grubbing
rich people who are influential and powerful.
And it's crazy, because I was listening to this girl, and she was talking about how Elon Musk asked how much it would cost to end world hunger. They gave him the price. He didn't pay, he bought Twitter. And so for me, it's not just about the men north of Richmond, and it's about the record company execs. It's about all these people. And I feel like if he would have took that money, it would have just really went against everything that Oliver is standing for, everything that he said about in this song, because those people are just as bad. I feel like the record company, and I've said this in plenty of videos, but people don't, it's only certain things that people want to hear. But the record companies have been so divisive for years. And I spoke about how race music in the 50s and 60s have played a major influence on how music is done today. And people don't want to hear it, but I'm telling you, if he would have took that money,
they would have had control over what type of music he was saying.
And they would shut him up. Okay?
So because that's what would happen. Instead of making more songs like what we just listened to, it would have been something like, hey guys, listen to my bass. My bass, and then say it's country music. Because, you know, you can look at the state of country now. And so for those of y'all who listen to country music, because we do, we're a reaction channel. We have plenty of country music reactions. We've heard the transition from wholesome country music about family, about community, about love,
or even about getting drunk,
or even about getting drunk. Yeah, right, exactly. But and it transitioned into something else.
It will transition to hip hop. But that's another conversation for another day. But I want to ask, would you have taken the money? What would you have done?
Well,
$8 million.
Man, $8 million is a lot of money.
I mean, because the thing is, even if you're working for a corporation, in some way you're selling your soul.
Absolutely.
So, would you have taken the money?
See, this is the thing, because I couldn't take it. Because aside from what we just named happening with his music changing, record deals aren't really what people think they are. And essentially what he would have been taking is an $8 million loan or a cash advance.
Oh, then you have to pay back?
He would have to pay back, because then it would be like, all right, well, we're giving you $8 million. We want to see a return on that. So you need to make hits. And if you're not making hits, then, we need to collect that money.
And sing what we want you to sing about.
Right,
because you're stirring up the people, and we can't have that.
Right.
So speaking of stirring up the people, we're going to go over these lyrics because, like I said, there were things we missed. And this is a reaction channel, and we react to music, and the lyrics are very important. And sometimes you have to hear a song more than once. Sometimes you have to read the lyrics right along with it. So that's what we're going to do today. And if you haven't seen the original video, be sure to check that out right after this one.
All right. So go ahead and start us off, babe.
I'll say the first.
No, you can say them all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
First line. Okay. I've been selling my soul, working all day. I felt like that too. Overtime hours for bullshit pay. So I can sit out here and waste my life away, drag back home and drown my troubles away. That is relatable. Yes. And
you ever had a long, hard day at work?
It was so bad, you had to come home and have a drink. Yes.
And just bullshit pay, boss yelling at you, just the struggle.
Yeah. And, yeah. Because I know. Because
that's the experience with most Americans. We see it on TikTok, we see it on Twitter. Everybody bitches and complains about.
But it's worse now, and it's getting worse.
Yeah, because things are so expensive.
Things are expensive, and the pay has not matched the inflation.
Right, absolutely.
And then it goes, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me and people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is.
And that's
exactly the crazy thing, because I was watching, I don't know if it was CNBC, they do like these documentaries, and it's really scary because they were showing this documentary of people who have retired having to come out of retirement
to go to work,
to go back to work, because they have depleted their 401ks, and most people don't have pensions anymore. And they're having to go back to work at the age of 70 or 75. And it's that whole retirement thing is a part of the American dream, because what they tell us, at least that's what they told us, you work hard, okay? You go to school, you work hard, and you retire.
Get a good job, retire, yeah.
And then life is hunky-dory.
What did George Carlin say? He said the American dream, because you have to be asleep to believe it. Yeah.
It's not. It's just a dream.
Right.
And then they're wondering why millennials and Gen Z are like, well, I don't want to work for these corporations anymore.
Because they're not loyal.
And then boomers are like, and no offense, because my mom is a boomer, and she said this plenty of times, people just don't want to work anymore. And I'm like, seriously, Mom? Like, no, they don't, because they want us to be loyal to them without them being loyal to us. And the last job I had, I really felt that they were just like really doing some shady stuff. And then when they let me go, they took all the match they put in it to my
Yeah.
401k, they took all of it back.
Yeah, they were like, we want our money.
And it's like, oh, this is a scam. And so why am I supposed to be loyal to a company like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, continue. Living in the new world with an old soul. That's what I feel like. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just want to have total control. Want to know what you think, want to know what you do, and they don't think you know. But I know that you do, because your dollar ain't shit and it's taxed to no end because of rich men north of Richmond.
Right.
And it's not just the people in D.C., though.
Right. Yeah, well, I touched on that part in our original reaction where I was saying that our data, our thoughts, what we like to do, what we like to buy, see, whatever, eat, all of that is for sale. And everybody is trying to get their hands on it because it's powerful. As we said, when you talk about a topic or a subject, your phone or whatever is listening to it, and it comes up in advertisements.
Yeah. I mean, and
your data is dollars.
But then think about it. You're assigned a number at birth, your social security number.
Yeah.
You are just a number.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. United States Corporation.
Yep. And then it goes, I wish politicians would look out for minors. Not just minors on an island somewhere.
Right.
Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and these obese milking welfare.
Okay. Now, with this first line right here, I wish politicians would look out for minors. This is very interesting because we've done, since we were doing the country music reactions.
We did Coal Miner's Daughter.
We did Coal Miner's Daughter. That was something
Loretta
that we
Lynn.
learned about, which was the black lung disease that was existing with a lot of the miners and how they couldn't get the health care that they needed in order to get the help that they needed, on top of the fact that they were still being sent in the mines with these companies, knowing that the dangers and the risks that they were putting themselves in.
The crazy thing too, the coal companies were paying them in their own currency, not American USD currency. Some of the companies, they would make these mining towns. And so what they would do, they would pay them they would make their own currency, give them that currency to shop in their local store that was owned by the actual coal company.
Wow.
And the money couldn't be used anywhere else except for in the town. And so then also, what's the point of saving that?
Right.
You can't save money.
Right, yeah. You can't use it anywhere. So the next line, it says, not just miners on an island somewhere. I guess he's talking about Epstein. Epstein Island.
See, I didn't catch that because, listen, I know about Epstein, but I don't know all of everything that was going on. But I guess people in the comments, kept up with that.
Yeah.
But
Epstein Island. Apparently everybody knew, including Prince Andrew.
Oh, yikes.
But nobody wanted to speak out or do anything about it. So,
Okay. And Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and these obese milking welfare. Did you want to talk about the obese milking welfare?
Well, this is the thing. I understand, and I feel like this is a talking point that a lot of news media is used to try to distract people, because that's what happens a lot. People get so distracted at people abusing the welfare system that they completely disregard the other financial abuse or mismanagement of money other places.
Ooh.
Welfare makes an incredibly small portion makes up a small portion of the budget. We send more money to welfare countries. We send more money out helping other countries.
Welfare countries?
Yes, welfare countries.
Ooh.
I would rather money be mismanaged. I would rather money not be mismanaged and abused. But if it is,
it should go. I think money should go to Americans who need assistance.
Right, exactly.
And I don't think anything should be abused.
Yeah, because I don't think anything needs to be abused, but I think money needs to go to Americans first before it goes overseas to somewhere else.
Like, let's talk about the Maui wildfires.
We don't need to talk. We don't need to go too far into that.
But I'm saying, how you gonna give them $700 and their house burned down?
Right. You're gonna that'll be good for 1 week stay in a motel. And you still
ain't there.
Right. You still ain't got no house. Yeah. So we're not that's beyond the scope of this discussion. We're not going to talk about it, but y'all can talk about it in the comment section.
Maybe we could do a separate podcast about welfare queens.
Yeah, we can talk about that too, because all of it's to me, all of it's just a distraction. Don't be distracted by Americans.
But what about these we'll go welfare queens versus welfare countries?
Yeah, there you. I like that.
Okay,
there you go.
Okay, let's continue. Well, God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. Young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground because all this damn country does is keep kicking them down.
Okay.
Keep kicking them down.
So apparently there was a clarification with the fudge rounds comment or statement in here. I didn't read the article. I just heard that a lot of people, he was getting backlash for that.
Is he like body shaming?
No, I don't know. I guess so. To me, it just seemed more like the something that was, following up with the welfare comment. But whatever.
Okay.
That doesn't really bother me. But this part right here, young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground. To me, that made me think about soldiers. We have soldiers return from the military.
Veterans, they don't get any care.
They can't get any care, and they have psychological problems or PTSD, and they're dealing with suicide and all the other stuff.
Yeah, so. I mean, this country has really done a disservice for the people who were in service to this country.
Yeah, because it's very sad that you can be a veteran returning home from service, and you've done 2 tours in Iraq or Afghanistan, but then you come back home and you can't get the medical or help that you need, or you end up injured or getting shot and killed on the street from being robbed or something like that. Because it's not just the government. There's a certain level within the community of people just not respecting our service people. And our service people do deserve that respect. So
Okay, and it goes, Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me and people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is. And it's like, somebody wake me up from this nightmare. And it continues, living in the new world with an old soul, these rich men north of Richmond. Lord knows they all just want to have total control, want to know what you think, want to know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. Because your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end because of Richmond north of Richmond. I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay.
Yeah. So I think for the most part, this last part was
just a repeat.
Yeah, it's just a repeat, but it's, of course, self-explanatory.
Yes.
As I said, very good song. I like the message. Very relatable.
Yeah. And I think Americans are reaching their breaking point.
Yeah.
And people in the comments were like, so what should we do?
Right.
And it's like, listen, we can't tell you. Maybe we could tell you what to do. Listen.
Y'all ain't gonna like it.
Y'all ain't gonna like it. Right. Maybe we'll talk about it on Patreon.
Maybe we could talk about it on Patreon. Yeah, right. We can't talk about it.
Or we'll do a live or something, and then we'll delete it. Because I don't want y'all to be like, listen.
TNT said this.
They told us to do this.
But ultimately, I think you're right. Americans are reaching a breaking point because essentially, people are coming to find out that they're not the working class. They're coming to find out that they are the working poor.
Yes.
You're living check to check. Yes, you're not middle class.
Yep.
And this is going to be a wake-up call for a lot of people because you're coming to find that your money is not going far.
Yeah.
You're one paycheck away from getting evicted, being homeless. That's not middle class. That is
It's
working poor.
And I've been saying this for years, and people are like, "Oh my God, boo!"
Yeah.
You know, and if people don't get it, I think maybe the people in control, they want you to believe, and it helps make you feel better.
Yeah.
I'm not poor. I'm a hard worker. I'm middle class. But it's a lot of people in middle class who think they're in the middle class, and they are not in the middle class.
But that delusion,
makes you continue to work
Right,
hard
exactly.
and believe that you will make it and you will get that American dream. But it's like a little carrot dangling in front of your face.
I'll say this: that delusion, it keeps you out of the streets protesting. Anyway, guys, like, share, and subscribe. We'll see y'all next time.
From us.
Peace.